Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Well, we seem to have started off with a bit of a problem this morning. For whatever reason, the YouTube stream didn't start, even though I was streaming. So hopefully this is now working. I can see it in my preview here, but I haven't gotten the notification either, which is bothersome, and I'm not sure if there's anything I can do about that. Anyway, yeah, so for whatever reason, the stream started, Restream said it was running, and then I went and checked, and it wasn't, which is slightly weird. So where were we? Well, obviously we're back in the long dark, and we're still at Forsaken Airfield, we're still on Drift Island, and I'm considering what to do next. So I can either go randomly exploring again, or I could try going back to Coastal Highway and grinding through the traders' wares, because I wouldn't mind getting my hands on the bow. If only because it's an interesting bow. Anyway, let's load and see what happens.
I might have to drop some gear.
Well, at least some things have remained consistent. Yep, and notifications have not gone out. Drat. Pretty certain they haven't. Well, we'll see. So, black bears, that's... I have a few cured deer hides. What did I need to do with the cured deer hides? I don't remember. Oh, well, at least I fixed my pants. Fix the hat, fix the balaclava, fix the... Ooh, are those only decent? The never-ending... repair jobs. And the never-ending what the heck is the weather like quest. Surprisingly good. You know, I don't remember what I was doing last time. And why am I stinky? What have I not dropped? I am confused. Oh, I forgot. Yes. Somehow I don't think harvesting a ptarmigan with a hacksaw is a particularly functional thing. Oh, this is really peculiar. I normally myself get a notification saying that I've started streaming on my phone, which is a nice confirmation. However, it hasn't happened today. So something weird happened with Restream, I guess. I have no idea what you get if you do that. Do I have water? I do have some water. Oh, That's 84% good. Sorry. Today has not gone off to the best start I've ever had. And I can't remember what I've got stashed away down here. Do I have... I do have some meat. Twigs. Alright. So I have a few options. Well, I've always got options. First option is basically to risk my life for the sake of views and head off exploring further over that way, which should be fun because there's a bear over that way. Second option is simply to leave Forsaken Airfield. I mean, I've proved my point, it's survivable, so I could definitely do that. And I'm kind of tempted to go back to Coastal Highway. I've got a trade waiting to be completed, which I wouldn't mind doing, if only to try and get the bushcraft bow, which apparently is somewhat more powerful, if somewhat more fragile from what I've been reading. But I wouldn't mind getting my hands on it, because the design of the bow that I've seen is a type known as Penobscot, which is essentially, it is two bows back to back, which is a genuine design. The Inuit used it, as a matter of fact. For the sake of the amusement factor, that's worth doing. It wasn't called the Penobscot type bow by the Inuit, of course. I don't know what they called it. But it shows up on YouTube and places. To be honest with you, I'm not sure how practical the design is, except that people have used it, so it must have some degree of practicality. Personally, I think I'd rather have a plain old yew longbow, but that's just me. I'm English. Of course I want a yew longbow. It's part of our heritage / tradition, isn't it? Now, you know what? I think I'm going to...
It's dusk,
Am I?
so night can't be far behind.
Oh, I've got more than enough water. I wonder... Is it worth... Where's my Travoy gone? Oh, there it is. 73%. I probably ought to repair it. Which is why I have this lot. Oh well, let's get through the night and see what the morning brings. And if I sound tired, it's because I am. I did 2 3-hour live streams yesterday to celebrate hitting 200 subscribers. And yeah, 3-hour live streams. Towards the end of the second one, I even forgot to talk. They are exhausting. How people do 6-hour live streams or something is utterly beyond me. Constant supply of energy drinks? I don't know. I just need to wait for sunrise, I suppose. Yeah, it was really weird what happened with starting the stream this morning. I had to start it twice. Second time, I have no idea what I was streaming to. I suspect Twitch. Actually, let's have a... you have to excuse me a second here, because now I'm curious to see whether the Twitch stream even got started. I've got to kind of peer around my microphone here to look at the screen. Well, it does appear that it's working on Twitch. And let's see, where is... No, I don't want to do that. I want to have a look at the creator dashboard, don't I, really? Let's see what happened. Okay, it did in fact successfully start the stream to Twitch. And it is... well, it's all working except for notifications from YouTube, which is slightly weird. At least I think it's working. Yeah. Right, sorry about that. Sometimes I'll do technical stuff in here. It's not a live stream if something doesn't go peculiar. But then that's why I had the intro. It would have been particularly embarrassing if I'd been chatting away and then discovered that YouTube wasn't streaming at all. I can't believe I don't have a blizzard outside. Yeah, okay. What was I saying? About a blizzard outside? Yes, we have a blizzard outside. Wonderful. Well, if in doubt, make some water. What do you mean, failed attempt to start a fire? I've never failed to start a fire. Okay, 95% chance, alright, 5% chance I will fail.
Come on. Come on.
Oh! Huh. Didn't realize I'd left that on there. Okay. Clearly I was thinking ahead on Friday. Actually, to be honest, this is a very good example of why getting out of here and going to somewhere which doesn't have such poor weather is not a bad idea. Well, Live streaming during a blizzard. Not my favourite thing to do, it has to be said. But if anybody expects me to go out in this weather, no. Not in survival. Not deliberately. Not unless there's some real significant reason for doing so. In Wintermute, you run into an interesting situation during Dr. Astrid Greenwood's quests. That was interesting. I'm not going to tell you about it, but if you want to experience what it's like making your way cross-country in the middle of a blizzard because you have to, yeah, that's what a big part of yesterday morning's live stream was about. And actually, as an experience as a gamer, it's quite rewarding, but it's nerve-wracking. But here, it is definitely contraindicated. What is really peculiar is it's a warm blizzard. Look at this, the temperature is not dropping. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's bizarre. That's really strange. How peculiar. Well, so what do I do? Basically the only thing I can really do at this point is run through the day. At least we have a way of doing that, because I pretty much literally nothing else to do. I could start packing up the travois, except I will inevitably, no. Yeah, let's go and start packing the travois. Oh, now we're getting cold. That's a... Oh, now I'm getting warm again. How peculiar. Alright, let's start packing this stuff up. Give you some idea how long I've been here, that I don't have much meat left. Sticks, by the way, for a snow shelter. In case anybody is wondering what those are for. And we'll grab the cloth. Stuff for repairs. Move the pro feathers over. Even those, carry those on me just as easily. miscellaneous bits and pieces.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Let's see, where is it going? Move the hammer. Oh, I need to remember to go back up and pick stuff up, don't I? Not sure why I'm carrying that around. Why have I got torch? Miscellaneous stuff. Fuses, because I might as well try and do the whatever mission it is. Don't know why I'm carrying those gloves. Why am I carrying those? I probably had some idea at some point. Oh, I need firewood for this, don't I? Mental note, I need the firewood. Oh, might as well hang on to that. Alright, let's flee inside before I do actually freeze to death out here.
I need to drop something.
Yeah, this is all stuff I want to take. And that's my replacement bow. You know what I might do? I might... Let's pop the old one back there so that I've got a backup. Actually, I should have another bow around here. I will want this. Always keep. Hi, little nugget. How are you doing? That sounds like a plan. Oh no, I'm keeping those on me. But I will move those over.
My fingers feel numb.
Well, wondering about things. YouTube did something weird with me today, which I did not appreciate. it decided that it was not going to send out notifications. Actually, two things happened. I started the live stream. Twitch indicated that I was live streaming. YouTube did not. YouTube never started a live stream. So I had to restart, at which point Twitch was okay, YouTube was okay, but then YouTube didn't send out notifications. And I normally get a notification on my phone. It's how I know people are getting notifications. Didn't get anything. So most of my, as far as I can tell, most of my subscribers probably have no idea that I'm live streaming. And there's nothing I can do about it. Absolutely nada. Which makes me wonder whether the videos I did yesterday sent out notifications. Well, apparently I do have 2 watching, but yeah, no, I suspect that somehow either I or YouTube messed something up, and yeah, I've got no idea what happened. And as far as I know, I can't send notifications. So it's all automatic. Oh, tired. As I was saying earlier, and as I made a point yesterday, a 3-hour live stream is exhausting. 2 of them in a day, yeah, I find that very tiring. I would rather do 3 2-hour live streams in a day than 2 3-hour live streams. Okay, so that's almost done. I'm not going to be able to... I might take that with me anyway.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Oh, you got home? You're back in Texas? Yeah, that must be nice. That sounds pretty good. Right, what else do I need to take? If that's... I do want to take the black bear hide. I'd like to take that too, to be honest, but I need firewood. I do want to take that. And that. Gut isn't a problem. And in case anybody is wondering why I don't go exploring in the middle of a blizzard, yeah, take a look at the rate that my temperature rating dropping like a stone.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
Oh dear. Oh. Goodness me, that is not common law. Does that mean your ex you weren't officially married to? You know, in the governmental federal sense? Which is not a commentary on whether I approve or not, I don't care. Except, yeah. Except having the piece of paper from the government does make certain things easier. That's the only real benefit to it. Arguably. Yes. Yeah, okay. I don't know anything about that. I don't know if that complicates things. Yes, it does complicate things. Which is actually referring back to what I said. Having the piece of paper saying we're married does make things easier, but oh, that's going to be difficult to argue in court. She's going to have to justify that she contributed sufficiently to your communal grief. So any girlfriend would basically sue you under common law. Oh boy. But I would have still thought that in order for her to make that legal claim, she's going to have to justify or somehow... Yes, well, that's always a good move. But she's still going to have to justify, is she not, that she contributed to your finances to the extent that she's entitled to half of them. If I got that right. But that could not only obviously be complicated for you, but it's going to be complicated for her as well. So is there the possibility she's just threatening to sue in order... So in other words, it's possibility this is just a tactic, that she's trying to get money from you to avoid the hassle of court costs. But if she doesn't even have a bank account, she's not even going to be able to afford a lawyer. No. Oh dear. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Wow. Yes, okay. I assume you yourself have talked to a lawyer. Because I can repeat bits and pieces that I've heard over the years, but it's not... oh, good. Yeah. Don't anybody take anything I say about the law as being legal advice. I really don't know beyond common knowledge, if you like. Although, having said that, common knowledge would say that your ex has no right to half your stuff, and that hasn't seemed to stop them from trying, does it? I wouldn't want to be her lawyer. Mind you, and a slight digression, one of the things about the legal profession is if you look at two sides of an argument, oh grief. Yeah, she's gonna have to prove entitlement of some sort. That's going to be... I don't really see that she has a chance. I mean, you don't have children together or anything. Do you know what that actually sounds a bit to me? It sounds like her mother's driving it. Yeah. Good grief. So a minor commentary for everybody else on the legal profession. The legal profession is interesting. And on both sides, prosecution and defense. You don't have to believe in what you are fighting for. So the prosecution, you could have a prosecutor who is assigned a case. The prosecutor may not know or care whether the person that he is fighting to convict is innocent or guilty. He's been given a job. Here's how we want you to argue. You will do the best that you can. The defense is in a similar position. And it is an interesting aspect of professions, in that you might not believe your client, and yet because you're taking their money, you are still obligated to do the best you can for them. It's a bit like going to debate club and being given a subject. Oh grief. If you go to a debate club and someone gives you a subject to argue one way or the other, and do your best to do it, doesn't matter whether you believe the subject. It's the same kind of thing with some aspects of the legal profession. Oh dear. Sorry, little nugget digression there for anybody watching about some limited understanding of the legal profession. Because you do sometimes hear arguments, such and such wouldn't stand up in a court of law, and they're talking about something like, say, science. And they'll say, well, this argument wouldn't stand up in a court of law. It's nothing to do. The court of law has nothing to do with science. The rules of evidence and the way things are determined are completely different. In some ways, a court case is two arguments. Science is about evidence and experimentation and peer review and completely different situation altogether. You can't compare science and law. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. But with a bit of luck, yes, I don't blame you. Oh boy, that it sounds like something from a bad Reddit post, mate. I'm sorry you're having to go through that. Well, with a bit of luck, your lawyer will deal with their lawyer, and it never goes to court. Cross fingers. But, all I can say is good luck, and I hope it all works out. grief. Sounds to me like she and her family did fairly well out of you. I mean, they actually kind of came out ahead of the relationship, is what it sounds like to me. But I guess that's not enough for some people. If I may ask, Little Nugget, how long were the two of you together? And you don't have to answer. This is, I know this is personal stuff. Oh, grief. Well, I knew you were young. I've seen the photograph, but, wow. And, okay. Yeah. All I can say is I hope the lawyers get it all sorted out. And you can move on with your life. I can understand that. As everybody knows, I have been married twice. But I have no excuses. I'm just terrible at relationships. Yeah. Oh yes, no, that's always good advice. Yep, definitely good advice. Don't have joint bank accounts. Don't, yeah. Oh dear, yeah. And she's got her mother probably pushing her to do stuff. I can't remember what I'm doing now. Sleeping. Again, for anybody coming across this afterwards, nothing I say should be construed to be legal advice. Oh, is that the one who God told her to... Gotcha. Oh, yes, I remember that. Ah. God apparently has told people to do some really stupid stuff. I actually know of a case from my youth where apparently God told somebody to paint their kitchen green, if I'm remembering it correctly. I wonder if God can be persuaded to show up on the witness stand. Good morning, Pseudo. I have to ask, Pseudo, did you get a notification from YouTube this morning? Because the stream started off awkwardly, as putting it mildly. That apparently is today going to be the subject matter of today's live stream. Not the game itself, but I had trouble with getting the stream started. And, yes. Psychotic people in Texas, apparently. With all due respect to the regular non-psychos living in Texas. I think you might be revealing more than you want to in public, little nugget. But if that's the case and it was a regular marriage, there could just simply be annulled. But I'm not sure how that works under common law. Okay, no, I'm glad we got a notification. Best advice, having been through 2 divorces myself, mind you, I didn't need a lawyer. Lawyers did not get involved in mine. So, yes, best advice, get the best lawyer you can, and hopefully they can sort it out. And be honest with your lawyer. One thing I have heard, not experience of, is always best to be completely honest with your lawyer. Lawyer-client confidentiality is very much a thing, and if they know everything they need to know and it's all honest and above board, then they're in a position to do a good job. If you lie to your lawyer and stuff comes up in court and they're not prepared for it, that is a very bad thing. Right. Right now, what are we doing? How freezing is it out here? Oh, excuse me a second. No, I have not gotten any copyright issues. Hang on a second. No, in fact, it's proving to be a rather popular little video. But I only did 4 songs, so it's not like I did with The Long Dark, where I did the entire soundtrack. And I'm not the first person to do the inside in Oh, all right. Let me finish off 2 conversations here. The Long Dark OST slash ASMR. I am not the first person to do that. The other examples have been up for a couple of years, and there's no copyright warning of any type associated with mine. Similarly, for the Warframe experimental, no warnings whatsoever. The music is all in-game music, as far as I know, and I can tell you that in-game music from the TennoCon 2025 central bit they've got there, which I've been to in the last few live streams, has never caused a copyright strike either, and I don't think it's even showed up as a problem for Twitch, which is really funny because Twitch is really, really sensitive about that kind of stuff. So that's the OST stuff. Yeah, the online stuff, I don't know. Can you get a restraining order against her for that? I would say, to be honest with you, if she does start doing things like that, just don't get involved. Let the whole thing peter out, and when it gets down to online, he said, she said, it only seems to be exacerbated if you actively engage in it. So in principle, I would say if you can ignore it and just get on with your life, that would be the best thing to do. And sooner or later, she'll stop. Hopefully. Unless she is completely psychotic. But you might want to consider a restraining order. But your lawyer would know more about that than I do. uh, right. Let's see. What am I doing? I am considering moving out, aren't I? Let's see. What the heck? Oh, I need firewood.
This gear's starting to slow me down.
Yes, I know. Have I got everything? I've got meat out of there. Left my old bow behind. That's all good. I've picked up my stuff. Okay. Let's finish loading up and see if we can go get ourselves killed by a wolf. Or bear. I hope not. I'd really rather not. Oh, good. I've still got space on that. I've got some food. I've got water. What am I carrying that's now so heavy? Everything, probably. Seems almost a shame to leave this behind, doesn't it? But I will, so that if I come back, I should have some food hanging around. Ooh. Let's stuff myself up as much as I can. Goodbye, Drift Island. Let's see if we can go somewhere more interesting. Do have everything on there, don't I? Yes, I do. Well, fortunately, Little Nugget, you do always have the option to move, possibly. Move to Hawaii. I did like Hawaii. So my first challenge is the wolf present? So where are we going? We're not going anywhere in particular. We are just going for a bit of an explore. Which means I'm probably going to be spending 3 days stuck out in the open in a snow shelter. Which is why I have a travois and food with me. And I wouldn't be surprised if I run into a bear. But that's always a potential problem. Oh, and I just realised there's wolves. The way out I've chosen, there are wolves, aren't there? Great. I may have just done something profoundly silly. Oh, hello, ptarmigan. What are you doing on the ice? There's the wolves. Let's see if we can skirt right round them. In principle, I should be able to. Well, here's something you don't necessarily want to be doing. Hauling a travois around wolves, because you can't turn round so easily. Bubba is going to be so irritated that he missed this. He was on at me to get away. So I'm getting away. Right. They look far enough away I should be able to make it. Right, I actually have to take a quick break. So I will be back in a couple of minutes. don't go anywhere. I'll settle for just getting round those wolves. The problem is, actually, if I don't find shelter, I've got nowhere to do a game save. But we'll worry about that when we get to it. Alright, I will see you all shortly. Right, I'm back. Let's, what time of day is it? Oh, it's still relatively early. So, first step, get past the wolves without getting myself in trouble. Second step, don't get mauled by a bear. Third step, if necessary, set up a snow shelter so I can do a game save. I think I can do that, can't I? If I sleep in a snow shelter, I think it does a game save. I was originally told a long time ago when I was leaving the actual airfield itself to head for the Vista Point because there was stuff near there. So I guess we'll try that. Oh, there's a house up there. Okay. That's different. You can just see it. Not sure how I'm going to get up, but there's a house. In fact, there's another one over there. No, there isn't. No, that's an interesting rock formation. Alright, let's make sure that we don't have any undue interest from that quarter, which we don't. So there's a house. Alright. We'll head for that. I had not seen that before. And I have no idea how to get up there. If it's a rope climb, I'm going to be quite irritated, and I suspect it is. Although why anybody would put a house up there like that, I don't know. So, from my understanding, we are now entering bear territory. Now, I know, I think it's the same one that patrols near the final approach. It's a fair distance off to my left. Yeah, so I'm heading for that. Which is what I was advised to do something like a month ago. And ended up on Drift Island instead. Yeah. If it's a rope climb, I'm going to be quite perturbed. That's going to be a rope climb. Has to be. There's a wolf off to the left. How do I get up? Looks like there might be a way around. Hello, rabbits. don't see a rope climb. You can't be that tired already. Alright, I might have to detach from the... Yeah, that's what I thought would happen, to be honest. Let's see how far up and around we can go. Yes. Let's see. Nope, not getting up there apparently. Ah, yeah. Okay, well that's one way to get a game save. I'm taking a risk leaving the travois behind, I can tell you. I just hope it doesn't despawn, and I hope I remember where I left it. Hey, Prakash. Yeah, my biggest fear comes from the last time I did something like this. I scouted ahead, and the travois despawned. In principle, it might have been fixed. Hey, Tony. Trying to get to a house that's up here. I have not yet found a way up. And as I said earlier, when I first left the airfield about a month ago, this is actually where I was heading, except I didn't end up here. So what I'm trying to do is find a way round that I can take the travois which I have with me and head over that way. The good news is I have had an inadvertent game save because I just sprained something. And when you sprain or damage yourself, the game does kindly save your status, so in some ways, I couldn't have chosen a better moment to leave Drift Island, simply because the weather's been moderately good. And so far, crossed fingers, it's been a fairly straightforward trip. So what I'm trying to do is find a way around this outcrop. Which is so far proving to be awkward. Yeah, so this is where I'm trying to get, and I'm hoping if I go round there's a way up. And there's the road over there. But I can't take the travois over the rocks at the top there, which doesn't come as a surprise. There doesn't appear to be a way up yet, and I'm half convinced if there is, it's going to be horrible. Not seeing anything. Okay, that's... Okay, that's my foot. Yeah, it's not letting me get up there. Yeah, this is... just head round. There seems to be no way up in this region, so... I shall just have to continue, and right now I'm looking at... having to stop for the night, which isn't a huge problem. How do you pronounce that? Cusco? Never mind, I'm sorry, you're going to have to phonetically spell it for me to get your name right, I apologize. But feel free to look. Most people do. Most viewers do, I mean. Is this the way in? Oh, no, I haven't been up here. I'm not sure if I should be encouraged by the presence of the road or not. Tell you what, navigating with a travois is like driving a very hard to control truck. With all due apologies to truck owners. I'm talking 18-wheeler, not some other kind of truck. There's the house, I think. Times like this, I miss the directional arrow that you get in Wintermute, because that makes such a huge difference. I would like to have a serious word with the person who decided sticking a house up here was a good idea. Let's have a little recce. See how close I am. Now I can't see it at all. Oh, there it is. I have a suspicion the best way to go is round. Yeah. And as usual, this is strangely nerve-wracking.
I think I need to lay down.
It is awfully quiet here. Yay! Look at that. Made it to the vista point. How about that? So, my first concern, apart from getting here, is mindful cabin. We got here, and that was quite a journey, it has to be said. So the first thing to observe is I haven't seen any deer in this region. Second thing is getting anywhere from here is a serious pain. I don't suppose I can survey. Oh, I can. Oh, wow. Look at that. Ah, it really did fill in a whole bunch of stuff. I have no idea if I knew that was there or not. That's the Hunter's Blind. There's Final Approach. Yep. We've been here because that's where I camped out in a blizzard for a day or so. Oh yes, I was going to say there's a cave on Drift Island. Yes, I know there's a cave on Drift Island. So, this is where we are. Is it just me, or can I hear wolves? Well, we ought to have some good views, if nothing else. Let me grab some...
Feels like a lot of gear.
That is wolves. I'm just going to grab stuff that I really don't want to lose. I mean, I don't want to lose any of it, but oh, this is kind of nice. I mean, having the bed downstairs is a bit off. Oh, okay. I'm kind of glad I came here now. This is a nice little spot. At least to look at. Ooh, mucklucks. Not exactly a fantastic bed, but okay. We shall sleep through the night. That is a minor achievement, if I say so myself. Not in terms of actually doing anything spectacular, but finally making my way here. Bubba, if you watch this, I did get to the Vista. And it seems so far to be a completely pointless trip because I haven't seen any large game in the area. So this does not strike me as being fantastic for long-term stay, but we shall find out shortly, I hope. Unless the bear comes in some tactically useful spot nearby, which I don't know if it does or not. What do you want to bet it's going to be freezing up here? All right. Let's have a wee look around. Take the water. Let's drop off the firewood. Oh, it's a poker. Oh, we have stored water. Old mill flour. And what's the problem with having old mill flour? All my broth and oil is back at the other place.
I wonder who owns this stuff.
Somebody who hopefully won't be coming back anytime soon. A cooking skillet. Loose boards.
Just what I need.
I don't actually need it.
What have we here?
Look. I don't need the revolver, but the ammunition's good to have. Now, strictly speaking, of course, I ought to be searching the place. But I actually have somewhat more immediate concerns, which is there anything alive up here? And my experience so far indicates that on the outskirts of the Forsaken Airfield, you don't necessarily find anything. Now that's a long way to go down onto the ice in hope of deer. And oh, make sure the Travois didn't despawn. It did not. That's good. Of course, what I could do to really infuriate somebody, whose name I have already mentioned once or twice, but will not again, is pick up the flour, go back to Drift Island and do some cooking there, but that would, I think, truly infuriate him. So, let's have a little peekaboo. Knowing that the road comes up here sort of helps somewhat. Well, there's firewood around at least. Whenever I see a tree laid out like this, a little part of me always wonders, has this been put here so that you can dodge a bear? Oh, it's still early in the day. Oh, excuse me. Somebody remind me, I need to install a noise gate. It's just a software thing. It's a filter. Cuts off noises above a certain level. Like if I have a cough or clear my throat. Well, it is quite a view. And unfortunately, I think we're possibly too far up for animal. Ooh,
Thank goodness.
it's yeah. Where's the final approach is obviously there. Yeah, in fact, I think it's amongst those trees over there. So I think that's right. Yeah, I can't see the helicopter at all. But if memory serves, it's over there. Yes, I think it is. Now, the thing about that is I know there's deer between me and that location, and I'm not seeing them. Mind you, given the weather, I wouldn't necessarily expect to. I also know there's a bear between me and that location, and so I have some small hope that I might be able to see that if it comes up close enough, but again, I have no great hopes. Alright. Let's find out what we have hidden away here. Oh, there is cooking oil. Okay. And a cooking pot. There's water. There's flour.
Thank goodness.
The cook's always nice. And of course, the one thing that we don't have is a workbench. So this has already got limited utility.
This stuff will come in handy.
I've already picked up the revolver. Why they feel they had to hide it, I don't know.
There's got to be something useful in here.
Not really. Yeah, I can't use that in any way. I've pretty much got myself covered up. But the leather shoes I will take. Well, this turned out to be suddenly a lot less useful than I was hoping. The flour's nice to have. Maybe I can find some acorns. Didn't see anything, but
That'll come in handy.
yeah, you can certainly hear the weather.
Slowing me down.
Alright. I mean, it's a nice spot, but I do question whether it was really worth coming here. Yeah, I'm not sure which are better. I might repair them, see whether that makes any difference. Where did the ruined shoes go? Oh, I know. Yeah. I am curious to see how these, when they're repaired, compare with the deerskin boots. Let's see. That's 2.4. Okay. The only thing they've got going for them is that they are not as good as my deerskin boots. I just wasted my time with that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start putting useful stuff in here, I think. And hopefully I won't forget it all later. Take some of the weight off me. I'll go grab the revolver and stash that in there as well. Oh, and I didn't do the one thing I came in here to do, which was to drop that and that. What else can I transfer? Spare knife. Ooh, the 70% in there. I'm going to need those at some point, I almost guarantee it. Wouldn't mind finding another whetstone. I mean, the cooking skill is nice to have, so's the cooking pot.
This could be really useful.
Don't have anything I can cook with that, unfortunately. But, we shall live in hope. When it's not in the process of freezing me to death outside. I do think it's funny they got a bath down here, but I suppose, given the nature of the cabin, where else would you put it? Where's his toilet? Do I want an answer to that question? Alright, all in all, it has to be said this place doesn't exactly scream out this is a useful place, but I'll be honest, it's entirely possible I'm missing out on something. I mean, apart from the view. Yes, the view is tremendous. So, in case anybody's wondering, yeah, we are just in case anybody came along and didn't know where I am. I'm here at the Mindful Cabin. We came from Drift Island. Literally down the back, because that's the only way I could get the travois. Made my way all the way round. Came up this way. This was the only way I could easily find up with a travois. So here, that's where I am. And when you do a survey from the deck, it fills in this whole area. And this, in fact, as I said previously, is where I was heading for some time ago when I was when I left this region, because essentially I was running out of food. This is the direction I was heading in. Now, fortunately, I actually ended up over here, which turned out to be a very good thing. This area, though, so far, I haven't even found enough food to survive the night. Fortunately, I have food with me. I have quite a bit of food with me, but unless I can find something large, some things large, this is not currently a place conducive to long-term stay, and it's cold up here. So while I'm not freezing to death, let's have a quick look round. Because one thing I did not see, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, one thing I have not seen up here is deer or anything I can live off long term, to be honest. Unless I can fish in the pond, which I somehow doubt. Oh, but there's sticks. Maple. Oh, yes. These are always so useful to have. Nope. It's quite an extended area up here. And I'm not even seeing cattails. I've got more charcoal. this is... Well, this isn't even showing up as a pond. I'm not even seeing rabbits in ptarmigan. I mean, you can't survive for very long on rabbits and ptarmigan, but oh, there's the fishing hut, and there's Drift Island, and I can't actually see where I was staying, the hut I was staying in. Oh. It's a climbing spot. It would have to be. Yeah, it's a climbing spot. And how about that? 2 more maple. Interestingly, and I looked it up, the trade for the bushcraft bow involves 4 maple saplings. But four maple saplings is also what you make the travois out of. And bows. So get them when you can.
Surrounded by snow, nothing to drink.
Oh. Sorry, Mackenzie. Huh, I thought I had more meat on me than that. Well, there's firewood aplenty, which is nice. Oh, yeah. What have we got? That is cedar, isn't it? Cedar. This is more cedar. If there was fur up here, I could make another meat curing box, but without salt, which I don't have, there is precious little reason for me to. Yeah, in fact, with both fir and cedar, I could indeed make a meat curing box. But nothing in that region is hugely conducive to long-term survival, it has to be said. No rabbits, no ptarmigan, no deer, no moose. I am surprised that I haven't even seen rabbits here. It seems to be a feature of the Forsaken Airfield that when you get out onto the fringes of it, as we are here, there's nothing apart from rabbits and ptarmigan, and the occasional wolf. You know. I'm not even seeing that. This looks like a completely desolate area. So it's a very, very good job that I brought everything with me, except a workbench. Although I think you might be able to make your own workbench? Possibly? But I would need a vice, which I presume... not sure. My memory is tickling me about such details, and I've got no idea where those details came from. At least I don't need twigs. I didn't have to stop overnight on the way. The other reason for doing a quick survey here is if inevitably I have to venture out in the middle of a blizzard for firewood, I think I heard ptarmigan. That can't be right. Oh, it could be. Yeah, if in the event that I get caught out in a blizzard, knowing, for example, that the road is there, and that I need to come down until I hit a certain spot and then turn, well, just follow the road. If I get to this road and then follow it in the right direction, I end up back in safety, so... Whereas if I end up against the cliffs, then I've gone the wrong way, so some idea of where everything is very handy. I'm also filling in because I've been going for nearly 2 hours and then I have to get on with the rest of my day. But a survey of the area, yeah, is a useful thing to do. Especially while it's relatively warm. What I could really use is a 200-meter shot at a nice, tasty black bear, but I guess I'm not going to get that. And I must admit, I do want to see if I can spot the local predators. At long range, give me an idea for where they are, but I have a suspicion I'm not going to. Like I said, if you head off between here and you come straight down this direction, there's a bear. I ran across a bear in that region-ish, and deer. And I'm told that this bear does actually patrol in this region somewhere. I have no idea where its cave is, which is interesting. Cave/den. It probably isn't a cave, it's a den. And the other problem with this place, of course, is it's not exactly easy access to the lake. There's no fishing hut nearby. Honestly, so far, I'm not convinced that this was a good move. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that I have the travois, I would be dashing back to Drift Island as fast as I decently could at this point. Simply because, yeah, it doesn't seem to be immediately survivable. Granted, without the travois, but with the meat curing box, yeah, I could actually have brought enough food with me to last me a few days. I've done that before. Sort of. Yeah, because this is so light and yet it's so calorie heavy. You can carry, with it doesn't smell. So there's a lot going for this stuff. In terms of weight per calorie, it's the second best in the game, I think. Pemmican is better, but I don't have the recipe for that. Right. So, I need to get on with the rest of my day. We shall continue exploring this region tomorrow. Hopefully we'll find something which will improve its attractiveness for long-term survival. Such as a bear or a moose where I can plink at it with impunity. I hope this was moderately entertaining. I will be back online this evening at about 7 British summertime, which is GMT +1, in case you're wondering. If you're in the United States, that's about 2 p.m. on the East Coast. Similarly for East Coast of Canada. Anyway, if you did enjoy this, leave a like. If you want to be notified the next time I go online, subscribe and click the notification bell. Let's see if I can get to 500 subscribers. I don't expect to get to 500 subscribers by the time I've been doing this for a year. But that's my next big goal, would be 500 subscribers. There's half a chance I can make 300 by the time I've been doing this for a year. That's October. Anyway, I hope you all have a good day. Be excellent to each other. Be kind to children. Be kind to animals. Do good without expectation of reward. And I will see you all next time.